Joining us now to discuss Trump's pausing tariffs on Mexico until April 2nd is George Carrillo, CEO at the Hispanic Construction Council. Good morning to you, George. So President Trump has credited Mexico's efforts in curbing fentanyl and illegal immigration as some of the key reasons for the temporary tariff relief. And as well, President Claudia Sheinbaum expressed appreciation for Trump's decision. What does the temporary tariff pause mean for Mexico, and what does Mexico need to do now?
Well, thank you so much for having me here again. It's great to see you. I think right now what's a positive turn of events right now is our relationship with Mexico. I'm happy to see that the president is having great conversations with the president of Mexico. I think that this is going to give Mexico an opportunity to increase its border security, start looking at some alternative trade agreements with the president to see what we can negotiate. I think that right now, hopefully that the president is realizing that a trade war with our partner is just not a good thing for businesses. It's not good for America. We really do need to look at our policies to still be able to create a secure border, but also not at the expense of the American people, because this will be a punishment to the American people, and we're going to see prices continuing to rise.
So can I get your comments on what Trump is doing, what his strategy is? Because he imposed tariffs, paused them, started them again, and now pausing them again. What is going on?
I think this is the whiplash effect of President Trump's way of negotiating. I don't believe that it's effective. I think that the president, no matter what, even if he doesn't get a favorable outcome, he still views it as a win. And I think that the market is responding. And, you know, we have had some negative gains in Wall Street. And I know that the president is looking at that. He's saying that he's not using that as a way to measure his success. But it's clear if the market continues to tank and the American people will start getting tired of rising prices and this roller coaster effect for small business owners, whether there's going to be a stable market or not. He has to realize that here within, a very short period of time, about 23 months, we're going to be going through a new midterm election, and this may look like a very different government.
Can you talk to us about some of the material impacts? For example, if Mexican imports to the U.S. will be subject to a 25% tariff after April 2nd, what's the impact going to be on Mexican industries?
Well, I think for Mexican industries, the thing is that the United States, we still need their goods. Nothing has changed. We can't manufacture what we need in this country today. I know that the president is trying to make manufacturing happen here in the United States. I support him in those efforts. But these high increases on tariffs just don't work for the American small business owner. We still need their goods. We're still going to have to purchase their goods. I don't think that it's going to affect Mexico as much as it's going to affect the United States and our small business owners, including the consumers. I think right now that if we don't start working with our neighbors, Mexico and Canada, we're already in a trade war. And I think that they're going to consistently push back on us, and it's going to backfire on us.
What's the impact going to be on small businesses? Can small businesses pass on the increased expense onto consumers?
Well, I think it's depending on the size of the business. There's going to be some businesses that are going to be able to absorb some of the costs, but they're still going to pass that off to the consumer. Here in this industry of construction, Hispanics were the mass majority of the workforce, and because of our small business owners, we're smaller to mid-size range. And so we can't absorb those costs, and we're going to have to push them off into the consumer. And unfortunately, that is going to hurt the pocketbooks of many Americans just doing simple home improvements or wanting to purchase a new home. I think people also need to realize and really talk with their representatives on this strategy of tariffs, because as we enter in the summer months, it's going to be a hot summer. And just simple components to be able to cool our homes over the summertime will skyrocket. And we're going to be in a major crisis just for the basic needs of being able to cool our homes this summer.
What do you think you hope to happen in order for this tariff pause to be permanent?
I think we need to value what the free trade agreement has brought to this country, how we have made this economy extremely strong, and we have been resilient to be able to go through recessions and hard periods of time, throughout history through a free trade agreement. We all know that tariffs do not create job stability. We know that it only increases prices. But I understand, like I said previously, what the president is trying to do when it comes to manufacturing more. I just hope that he sees that he doesn't need to do that through tariffs. He can do that by investing taxpayer dollars into small business, promoting small business growth in a way that is healthy and not punishing the American consumer for purchasing products that we have no choice but to buy overseas.
Do you think if the tariffs go into effect next month, is it going to impact job security? For example, if a business cannot pass on the increased cost to consumers, they may have to absorb it. If they can't, I would imagine they may have to lay off some people.
Absolutely. Businesses right now that are surviving on a shoestring budget right now. Prices have gone through the roof. We've outpriced American families from being home buyers. And there's some critical infrastructure needs that are needed in our community that need to happen. And so businesses have a hard choice to make, and they're just not going to be able to absorb that cost. And so we're going to see more people, unfortunately, being laid off or not being able to, not given enough hours throughout the work week. And we're going to see our unemployment rates rise. I really do truly believe if that we stay on this course, the country will be in a recession by the end of the year.
Well, all right, George, that's our time today. It was a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great seeing you.